Firefighter's firefighter. He was a man's man. He was as good as it gets.
It takes a special breed to rush into fires when the natural instinct is to flee.
If there was somebody that truly was a hero, that epitomized what it is to be a firefighter, what it was to be a man, it was Daryl Gordon.
Good evening, everyone. The fire that broke out this morning was not unlike others that Daryl Gordon responded to almost every day. The 54-year-old spent more than half of his life running into burning buildings, sacrificing his own safety for the safety of others. This morning, he gave his life doing that. Tonight, flags are at half-staff across the city, including City Hall and at the Firefighters Memorial, where tributes have been left for fire apparatus operator Gordon throughout the day. The fire that claimed his life started at about 5:30 this morning. Smoke was pouring from the Kings Towers apartments. They're on Dahlgren Street in Madisonville. By 6, the fire had grown to 4 alarms, and there was word of a woman and baby trapped on the 5th floor. About a dozen people had to be rescued. Firefighters got everyone out safely and knocked down the fire. But just before 6:30, there was a mayday call. Firefighter Gordon had fallen down an elevator shaft. He died from his injuries. Gordon was part of a group trying to find people stuck inside the building. Other firefighters were rescuing people from their balconies. Many of those people woke up to yelling and the smell of smoke. Brad Underwood begins our team coverage.
At least one fire crew still on scene late into the evening as the cleanup process begins inside Building D. Several boards being brought in as they secure the building. No one is going back in this building tonight. And according to firefighters, the first calls of smoke came in around 5:30 in the morning. Many of the residents asleep and unprepared for what was to come. Trapped inside apartments and on balconies, dozens of residents had to be rescued with aerial ladders. Within 30 minutes, a 4th alarm call went out, creating a feeling residents describe as something out of a movie.
So I opened my door. In the hallway, it ain't nothing but smoke, like oh my gosh, like I started freaking out then, so I grabbed my son.
Investigators believe the fire started on the 2nd floor. As people rushed to get out of the increasingly dangerous building, that growing fire stopped many from escaping.
I got to the 2nd floor. I opened it, and it was like, so I had to close it right back. So I knew that's where the fire was. So I went to the 3rd floor. 3rd floor, it was smoky, but no fire.
But on the 5th floor, Ashley Whitney says she and her baby had no way out.
Eyes burning, I'm crying, my son crying. Like, I'm screaming out the balcony, help, 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 please come up here on the 5th floor, 57, help us, get us out, I have a 3-month-old son.
The person next to me had a baby, so we had to make sure they got them down first, which is very important to, and the young mother, which that was kind of a hairy situation at a particular time, but they did a great job getting everybody out.
But not everyone made it out safely. 4 residents were taken to the hospital, including Whitney's 13-month-old baby. Close to an hour after the first 911 call, a mayday call was made after a firefighter fell down an elevator shaft. Daryl Gordon was rushed to UC Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead.
It was really emotional because you could see the firefighters, they were crying, they were embracing each other. And you know, for firefighters, I mean, it was just a very, very sad scene.
Every time I get by the elevator, I'm going to think about it. I'll never forget it off my mind.
And for residents who are now safe, they can only think about the man who died doing a job he loved.
Because he tried to save our lives, but he ended up dying trying to save our lives. And I just want to give my prayers to him, his family, everything. Like, I really appreciate him a lot.
Full extent of damage is unclear at this point, and right now the cause is under investigation. In Madisonville, Brad Underwood, Local 12 News.